Hi everyone. I just wanted to make a quick tutorial video on tonight's homework assignment because I sense that there's still some confusion about what I was really asking for you here, and since this is so similar to your quiz, I want to make sure you know what you're doing. So I'm just going to work through the very first problem from your homework, kind of start to finish so you can see what to do, and then you just repeat the same process on the rest of the problems. So in number one, and actually I can probably turn this off now. There we go. In number one, the first thing I would do is notice that this plus 4 over here was originally over with the y. Okay, these have all been shifted so that the y is by itself, and that's good for graphing, but not so good for finding our rule. So you don't necessarily have to write this every single time, but make sure you keep in mind that what this should really say is this, that this was originally a y minus 4 and then an x minus 3 squared. Okay? Okay, so now this wants to know what parent function is this related to. And if I got rid of all of the numbers, what I would be left with is just y equals x squared. Okay, so that's all that wanted. And then it wants to know what rule does this transformation follow. Well, that's where we say x and y would map to what? And remember, the equation always does the rule backwards. So where I see x minus 3, that should actually be an x plus 3. And where I see y minus 4, that should actually be a y plus 4. Okay? This is probably where I had the most questions. This 1 comma 1, what is that talking about? That wants to know, under this transformation, where does 1, 1 map to? So I'm going to take that 1 and that 1 and plug them in for x and y here. So if I put 1 in for x, then I would have 1 plus 3, that's 4. And then y plus 4, so I do 1 plus 4 and I get 5. So the point 1 comma 1 on my original graph would map to the point 4 comma 5 on my new graph. Okay? Okay, description, and the big thing to get here is the description follows the rule. Remember, the equation is where things get backwards, but the description meets or fits the rule. So looking at this in x plus 3, that's going to move 3 spaces to the right. And y plus 4, that's going to move 4 spaces up. And again, that looks backwards in the equation where you see the minuses, but that is the movement that you would see. And then as far as the graph goes, here's what I'm really expecting from you. I might actually grab a pencil here. So you don't necessarily have to draw this again, but just kind of picture what would this parent function look like on the graph. So that would look like this. And then what I want to see is what does that look like under this transformation, right? So I have to take this and shift it 3 to the right and 4 up. And then my parabola would be up here somewhere. And it's going to run in my coordinate there, but it would be approximately there where this is 3 comma 4. Okay, and I don't know that I would necessarily draw those lines in. I was kind of just doing that for a demonstration, but that's what I want you to be able to do, is I want you to be able to locate where that graph would be without having to plug it into a calculator. So that's how every single one of these is going to look. You should have enough information to graph these, again, without a calculator. I know a couple of our classes we didn't draw all the sketches together, but if you look in your textbook in section 3.1, that'll get you the pictures of these graphs that you need to know. But really the whole page is just the same kind of process over and over again. So please feel free to text or email if you do have questions about this. This is what your quiz looks like tomorrow, and then we will go over this at the beginning of class.